Well, hello everybody, Bug-Eater64 here, and today we're going to be flying into the jungle again on DCS, and we're going to be flying the A-4E, the HUEY, and then we're going to fly the OH-6 Cayuse. And as you can tell, things didn't all go just the way they were supposed to, but we had a lot of fun, and so we are going to get into the aircraft. We're going to get everything started, and we're going to be flying, like I said, into the jungle on the Marianas map, and we're just going to have a lot of fun and see what happens. Going to be flying for the first time the A-4E, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, see you inside the aircraft. Let's get things started. Okay, well, here we are in the A-4E, and on the into the jungle Marianas map. So we've got the aircraft up and running, of course, as you can see, and we're going to start our taxi down to the end of the runway. Now, I'm still learning this aircraft, so let's see if I got things right. Now, startup was relatively easy. I have not tried to turn on the weapons yet. But so we're going to be trying to do that too. Now we're taking off from Antonio Air Base. And we will see how that goes. And it's just after 6 a.m. in the morning. And when you look to our right earlier, you could see that the sun was just starting to come up. So flaps are down to the takeoff position. Now we're going to back taxi on the runway to get down to where we can turn around and go ahead and start our takeoff roll. So we'll take off and turn south and see if we can find bad guys. And this will be my very first combat flight in the A-4E, which is an absolutely wonderful freeware aircraft for DCS. The thing I do like about it is that the flight stick can be removed so you can see the weapons panel easily, which is very, very cool. Now I've got all my radar stuff on standby right now because I'm like I said, I'm still learning them. I got a lot of things to learn on this aircraft. This is my first flight in it. So and I see I could have gone down the flight line instead of doing this back taxi. Come down here past the helicopter parking area. Okay. Yeah, I could have come out right about here. Would still have to do a minor back taxi to get down to the end of the runway. I'm not sure if there is a taxi from the end of the runway here. There probably is. I usually fly out of Anderson, but and here comes the sun. Okay, down here at the end of runway 24. Okay, so get lined up here, so everything will go good. Get that differential braking all completed, so the nose wheel is facing forward. Help us keep us on the runway during the takeoff. I'm gonna minimize the knee board a little bit. And we're going to head down to that right around that 1329 on the knee board map. Okay, so we're set, flaps are set. Everything's looking pretty good. Start adding throttle, get up to about 92%. And release the brakes. Push forward on the stick to keep the nose down, and then at about 110, 115 we rotate to take off. Positive rake gear coming up. Okay. Alright, flaps up, gear up and locked. So everything's looking good. At 1,500 feet, gaining altitude. get some altitude before we get into hostile territory. Whoop. F-15 got nailed.
U.S. Air Force F-4E. Sam hit us.
F-4, I'm sorry.
Hill, course 100, Angel 7.
Wrong era for the F-15.
Lake off to our 10 o'clock. Losing control. 2 punching out. Send CSAR.
Okay, let's get out over here. Whoops. Yep. See, we need to be at about 10,000 feet to avoid all this gunfire. So, lessons learned. Still shooting at us. So let's... Woo. She is a very twitchy girl. All right. Anti-air flak. So, yeah, I think we upset somebody down there, but we'll keep going. All right, so let's gain some altitude. Okay, so we avoided the anti-air fire, so let's see if we can get her ready. Back over Antonio. And we got our center line of bombs. These are old dumb bomb munitions. Iron bombs we used to call them. Very effective if you know how to deploy them. Now, I've read the manual on how to arm my weapons. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. Okay, heading back into hostile area. Guns check. Let's see if I can get the bombs ready to excuse me, activate. So we got the guns armed. Alright, let's see if I can get these bombs on target. And I don't believe they dropped off. Gonna get out fast and low, try to avoid getting shot down. You can see the puffs of smoke from the flak. Yep, they're still trying to shoot us. Now my guns are working, but my bombs didn't release. So there's something I didn't do right. But we'll, do some training and learn some more. Okay, we are out over the ocean. We will turn around and come back. Yeah, I've got so much more to learn about this girl. Very small, very nimble, and carries quite a wallop. This little aircraft can carry more tonnage of bombs than a World War II B-17. And that's pretty darn good for just a little girl. Okay, so let's check the guns again. Let's head back in. See if we can find that one was shooting at us on our way out. I don't see him, but apparently they can see us. Whoa! Yep. We took some hits. Oh no. And we are losing power. Yep, they killed the engine. We are in glide mode now. Okay, let's get out over the water. Oh, they hit us again. control, hydraulics, utility, hydraulics, fuel transfer. Yeah. Bingo, lost all power. We're gone.
Marking targets with my aircraft. Punching out.
So, thus endeth the first flight in the A-4E. Ooh, I remember those emergency chutes. 28-foot round. Know them well. Actually made a couple parachute jumps using this particular model of chute to test them. They work pretty good. Okay, so here we are in the HUEY, and we're going to get ready to do
Request rearming.
a CSAR mission. Go pick up the F-15 pilots if everything goes well. So let's get the girl rearmed and engine upload and see if we can do a rescue mission without getting our tail shot off.
Rearming complete.
Okay. Battery power. Let's shut that off. Set the throttle. Start. And we'll wait till the gas producer gets to between 40 and 45 and shut the starter off. Okay. We got a good engine start. Hydraulic set, generator set. Okay, engine is stabilizing. Gauges look good. Keyboard set. is off. So now the pickups should be right around the southern part where that 1329 is. So we're going to head that way. Clear left and right. And let's lift. Okay. That'll turn to our left. And we are gone. Okay, so the F4 crew should be down this way. Know our previous flight in the A-4 that there's some bad guys around here, so, and they're pretty accurate with their fire. That was a little bit surprising. And here it comes. Shoot, look out. Ah, we're done. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Goodbye, Huey. Okay, we are now in our cayuse, the Little Bird. OH-6, and we are gonna go try and see if we can use this to pick up the F4 crew. So let's get her started. Now you want to talk about a twitchy little girl. This is it. But it is super fun to fly at low level, just above the treetops. And she is a capable little lady, especially if you arm her. This flight is just me and the bird. So we're going to do everything we can to avoid bullets. Okay, power is set. Get ready to lift. Oops, 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 careful. Okay, let's go out. Okay. Now we've got an idea where the F4 crew is, so what I'm going to do is pretty much follow the coastline because it's still a little bit misty this morning. Go down the coast. We're going to head down and we're going to turn to our left when we get down to that where it says Boom Attack and head over the hill. That way we should be able to avoid any contact with the enemy, and we should be able to find our air crew waiting for pickup. They'll pop smoke for us, and we'll get them. So with that, let's go ahead and head down the coast. Right down. Yeah, still a very misty, cloudy morning. Once the sun comes up, it'll burn off. But left side or right side of my windscreen. That's where I'm going to be heading. So we're going to go right over around and over the hill. And that should help us to avoid most of the enemy gunfire. Find this F4 crew. Okay, so we're going to follow this line a little bit further, and then we're going to hop over the mountain. See what we can find. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our left turn and head up over the hill. Get over this mountain.
I hear you. Thank God you land or hover by the smoke.
Okay, there's our smoke off to the left. We planned that pretty good. Now, I'm not real good at hovering in this thing. So we're going to try and find a spot to land close enough where he'll come to me. think right at the top of the hill here. Looks like a pretty...
Land or hover by the smoke.
Okay, whoops. Alright. This... Try and set it down on that. It looks almost flat. Let's see if we can get this down in one piece. Whoops, 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 whoops. We're going to hit pretty hard. Whoops, slide it back, slide it back. Come on, come on. Hold it, hold it. We're sliding down the hill. Come on, come on. Try to keep her under control. Not too much. Oh. Oof. Almost broke it there. Alright, let's get her back under control. Come back around. Probably should have landed down there. Okay. Let's see. Let's try to get back up there. Yeah, he's waiting for me at the top of the hill there. Let's try not to kill him on our way up there. Okay. Let's try this again. Not the best landing, but we're down.
I'm in. Damn. Thought I was going to die on the way home for sure. Twitched my knee, something fierce on that landing. Gonna need a medic for sure, fellas. Let's go.
Okay. Let's get out of here. Whoa. Alright. Alright, so now we are going to head southeast, staying low, avoid enemy fire. So let's see what we can do. Low and fast. Yep, there they are. Let's get lower. Alright, so let's swing around here and make our approach into a landing. And first we'll come in and land and drop off our injured pilot. Down, try not to bounce so much. Set it down, set it down. Yeah, I think we scared the guy in the Jeep. Okay, so dropped off our wounded airman. So with that, we can go ahead and take off and go back to where we took off from. If I don't kill us first. So far, this has been a fairly successful mission. Okay, coming in to land on the pad. There's people shooting at us. That is totally unacceptable. But they haven't hit us. Whoa! But they're taking it fairly seriously. Okay, if I can get this thing landed safely, we can call it a day and a successful mission. 1 out of 3 ain't bad. Actually, it's horrible, but we've had fun getting here. Alright, let's put her down. And we are home. All right, well, there you have it. Didn't do too well. I got a lot to learn on the A-4E. We got shot down because I got the guns working, but I evidently misconfigured any of the other munitions, so I wasn't able to drop my bombs. And then our engine got taken out by anti-air fire, and we ended up having to eject. So, at least I lived. Of course, with the Huey, we got hammered really well, and the gunners today in the mission were really accurate. My goodness, but we were able to pick up the F4 crew that ejected and get them back safely. So I sure hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I always do in missions in Into the Jungle. They're always challenging, and they're just a lot of fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back. Please feel free to give me a like. If you have any comments, put them down below, and I will read each and every one of them, and I try to answer each and every one of them. So until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and as always, remember, safe flying.